in session. This is Magistrate Hillary Braley presiding. Okay, and I need you unmuted at the jail. There we go. Can I have your name, please?
For the record, my name is Thomas Stiver II. I'm the natural person, I'm the living man. How we doing today, Miss Braley?
We are upright, if nothing else. So, okay. And you said your name is Thomas Styron.
The second.
The second.
And then I'm the natural person.
Kerfuffle. So,
No problem.
Recalling case number 19S00472. That is the state of Michigan versus Thomas Ulrich Styron, the second, you said. And also calling 24W001025. That is the township of Ypsilanti, also versus Thomas Ulrich Styron. So state your name for the record.
So, for the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. Is not the name you have attached to this case is not me. I believe that's a state created entity, Your Honor. Okay. And me being a living person, I don't my name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name nor
Okay, I'm going to cut you off right there. Okay.
I don't have no contracts with the state of Michigan at all, period. And so I was wondering about
okay. And you can continue to wonder about those at the moment. What I am doing, you have a show cause hearing on the matter ending in 472, which is the retail fraud charge. I'm showing a balance of $210 on that. And then what you're being arraigned on, that is what I am here to explain the charge against you, is a citation issued on April 2nd, 2024 at 9:24 in the evening. That charges that you operated a motor vehicle on North Ford Boulevard at or near Russell Street with no license on your person. Do you comprehend the charge against?
All right, folks, buckle up because today we are diving headfirst into yet another episode of Sovereign Citizen versus Reality, a long-running courtroom saga where the laws of the United States clash spectacularly with the laws of YouTube legal conspiracy forums. Today's star? A Michigan man who proudly declares himself a living man, a natural person, and apparently, if you ask the magistrate, a full-time headache for the court staff. For this energy, stick around, because we're about to see how a simple traffic stop turned into a philosophical debate about identity, jurisdiction, and whether the laws of Michigan apply to a man who believes he belongs to a different plane of existence. Spoiler, the answer is yes. Yes, they do.
What you are being charged with is operating a motor vehicle without having a license on your person. So, I'm not asking if you agree with this. I'm not asking if you have a license. I'm asking if you understand the words coming out of my mouth as far as what this charge is.
The charge is accused me of not having a driver's license on my person, correct?
Correct.
Well, from my understanding, I need a driver's license if I'm in commerce. I was traveling home.
Okay.
I wasn't doing business at all. And also from my understanding, I don't need a license to do that.
And your overstanding is incorrect, sir. But we are not going to get into that for now. You are saying that you have understood the words as far as not having a license on your person. It is a misdemeanor charge with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both.
So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
So
at this time, the court is going to set a pre-trial date for you. That will be before Judge Washington.
Ma'am, can we prove the jurisdiction first before we go ahead with setting a trial for that entity or a pretrial for that entity? Yeah.
I hear you. And at this point, you are appearing in front of the court. You have put your name on the record. And yes, we are setting a pretrial date for you.
I did put my
Go, our very first major pivot point. Notice how quickly the defendant dives into the classic sovereign citizen identity routine. As soon as the magistrate asks for his name, he doesn't just give it, he performs an entire monologue about being a natural person and a living man. This is one of the sovereign citizen movement's core tactics. They believe that distinguishing themselves from their legal identity, one the state recognizes, somehow exempts them from legal responsibility. The magistrate, however, doesn't take the bait. She notes his name and continues, because courts deal in legal identities, not philosophical ones. Here's something to think about. Why do you think sovereign citizens cling to the living man distinction so tightly? Is it a misunderstanding of law, a distrust of government, or something deeper, like a desire to feel in control during a situation where they objectively aren't?
The documentation that I have published, recorded the documentation I have published and recorded on the record, on the state of Michigan record, that says what I just told you, that I'm not who you have, that I'm not the name you have attached to that case. That's I need to bring that with me, is what you're saying? It being already recorded and on the state of Michigan records. Is that good enough?
Whatever documentation you have,
Mhm.
bring it with you to your pretrial date. That is what I am telling you, yes. So. And again, that court date, June 26th. Okay, will be June 26th at 9 a.m. before Judge Washington. The court will enter that you are standing mute to all charges at this time.
So we're just assuming jurisdiction, though, correct?
Yes.
How? From my understanding, that has to be proved before.
And here comes the jurisdiction showdown, another sovereign citizen hallmark. When he insists the state has no personal or subject matter jurisdiction over him, the magistrate calmly, almost cheerfully, reminds him that yes, the court absolutely does. And she's right, jurisdiction isn't optional. If you commit an offense within a state, the state has the right to prosecute it. It's that simple. Hat's impressive is the patience on display. The magistrate gives him space to talk, but she makes it crystal clear the law is not negotiable. This is a great example of how real courts handle these claims, firmly but professionally. The tension here comes from the defendant believing he has discovered a loophole, while the court operates on actual, established law.
Date at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington, where you will have your pretrial. Okay, so at this point, your hearings are concluded. You are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
So I need to be there under threat, duress, coercion.
Ah yes, that I was traveling, not driving. Defense, one of the most infamous sovereign citizen talking points. He insists that because he wasn't conducting commercial business, he didn't need a license. In reality, states regulate driving as a public safety requirement, not a commercial transaction. Whether you're running a delivery route or heading home from Taco Bell, you need a valid driver's license. He magistrate handles this perfectly. She doesn't argue the philosophy, she simply reiterates the charge, operating a motor vehicle without having a license on his person. Not whether he believes in licenses, but whether he had one with him. This is a brilliant example of narrowing the discussion to facts instead of getting sucked into sovereign. Says overstanding, the magistrate instantly knows what she's dealing with. Overstanding is a word commonly used in fringe legal communities as a way to imply a level of enlightened awareness beyond mere understanding. In legitimate legal contexts, it has no meaning whatsoever, but it signals the defendant is fully committed to his script. Notice how the magistrate politely, but firmly, shuts down the legal theory talk. She acknowledges his statements but doesn't validate them, keeping the focus on the actual case. This is a crucial technique. Courts cannot afford to debate pseudo-legal philosophy. They operate on statutory law, not TikTok legal advice.